I have been expecting you. Greetings, Proxy. I knew fate would draw you here. New troubles emerge in these lands. The footprints of the once forgotten prince now free. And where the prince walks, disturbance and disorder follow. But that is how we shall find her. A secretive and violent order called the Recollection scours ruins throughout the Weald. Strange Daedric creatures harry the region, and the wood elf King Nantharian reigns over a newly grown forest, a sure sign the threads of fate have frayed. The lines of possibility that weave through reality and hold everything together. Athelia, the Daedric Prince of Paths, has been set free. Her presence threatens both our world and the realms beyond. Help me meet this threat, and you will be rewarded. Let me mark your map. Frayed threads of fate point to Rustwall, the Ellenglin ruins, and Ostermere. And take this relic, the Echoneer. You might find it useful. My friend Baragon offered his townhouse in Skingrad. Let us meet there when we are done. They are all within West Weald, not far from the city of Skingrad. Which location are you curious about? Rustwall Estate is an old Colovian manor to the southeast. I am not sure. That is why I asked you to investigate. The Valenwood Forest mysteriously expanded across the River Strid and replaced the previous Colovian terrain. The wood elves who settled the area. Ellenglin is a substantial Ayleid ruin that lies north of Skingrad. A lonely and peaceful spot, or so I have been told. Recently, the vineyards of the southwest portion of the Weald were overgrown. Very good. I do not know what awaits you at Rustwall, but look for our ally Baragon at Ost. That is not an easy question to answer. Athelia is a Daedric prince. No mortal can match her power without assistance. Nor can Hermaeus Mora move against her while she walks our world. He is bound by the Cold Harbor Compact, while Athelia is not. An ancient agreement that prevents many of the most powerful Daedric princes. Find her, observe her, discover her plans. Use the Echoneer to reveal her memories. Mora chose you and requested I assist you. We know that Daedric relics such as the Echoneer were used to help defeat Athelia in ancient times. Perhaps such items shall play a role. Come, Proxy. Things here are more dire than I suspected. Proxy, your arrival is well timed. A tangle in the threads of fate grows like a knot around the outcast inn. Something frays the bonds of cause and effect here. If they snap, I cannot discern its origin. Hermaeus Mora gifted me an ability to perceive the threads of fate. This tangle painfully overwhelms that very gift whenever I try to approach the inn. Someone without such sight must act as my agent. Pass through this tangle and if we allow the tangle in fate to persist, imagine swinging a blade. As I understand it, go where I cannot, Proxy. Untangle this knot of fate.
Another apparition? Oh, you're real. Please, come in. What can I get you? Yes, please, come in. Stay for a while. Just pay no mind to the crack in the sky outside or those shadows. Ignore them and have a drink. I don't know her from a skeever's ass, but she's absolutely the cause of my problems. Right after she... Not a one. But a good innkeep can guess what the well's out back in the courtyard. Bring me a bucket of water, and I'll mix up a starbeam sunrise. All good innkeepers know when to leave someone alone, and can't think of a better word. I didn't see the crack at first. The light through the window went dark, which was eerie enough. When I poked my head out to look at the sky, there it was. It might be my imagination, but every time I look up, I swear those cracks get bigger. Bought the place almost a year ago. I wanted to turn disestablished. Almost every innkeep apprenticeship I ever had kicked me out. Always making drink.
Help me, please. I don't know if you can understand me. My mind is a storm of images and voices and memories. I can see every reality all at once, the many paths. But my grip on this realm keeps slipping. But you... I see that you are real. My name is Athelia. I am what mortals call a Daedric prince. My power... I feel myself losing control. These echoes, I summoned them, but I did not mean to. The inn... it drew me here, called to me. I need something it can provide. Possibilities. Probabilities, places where fate takes a different course. Some lead to here, others to there. And a few they lead to... elsewhere. But this place, it has something I need. A phrase emerges from the storm. Sage's dream. Yes, that's it. A drink, I think. It tastes of belonging. Cohesion. The innkeeper, ask him to make this drink for me. Quickly, before the storm takes me again. I remember so little about myself. Why is that? Did someone... Yes. Mora, he did this. But Sage's dream... I know it can help me even as the details slip away. Please, ask the innkeeper. I feel certain he knows something. Echoes from other realities. My power drew them here, trapped them between this path and their own. They are confused, suffering. Until I gain control of myself, I cannot set them free. I wish to know more myself, but the storm fills my mind. The knowledge of the many paths comes to me in bursts as intuitions. They are possibilities not yet realized. Realities close and distant. If I can calm my mind, maybe I'll understand. I am Athelia, the Daedric Prince of Paths, the mistress of the untraveled road. I am... confused. Sometimes an event surges into memory, Fear, anger, and resignation erupt all at once. And then I lose my grasp and forget again. Remembering is a struggle. I cannot extract details from the chaos of converging realities. There is darkness. Then I saw a light in the distance. The light became this inn. It summoned me, but the reason was unclear. Until I recalled Sage's dream.
Well, at least she's finally talking. That's better than I ever managed. I hope you told her to get out of here. My remaining customers are starting to talk about settling their bill and finding someplace less strange. I knew she wanted a drink, but Sage's dream? Never heard of it. And I've memorized every recipe in every edition of the Innkeeper's Helper. Wait, I just remembered. We might be in luck yet. The previous owner left junk all over the courtyard. I've been sorting through it and noticed a book on obscure and ancient drinks. Maybe it contains a recipe for Sage Gilredal's book of obscure and ancient spirits. That's not a clue. Innkeepers get plenty of strong drink. Fogs the mind, right? Makes some pains less sharp.
I'm still here. Thanks for asking.
Something hides here. I feel its hatred thick and sour. Perhaps I can call it to us. This horrid relic rose from the ground. I need to talk. When you left, I was compelled to follow. I saw an image of you entering this chamber, and I knew I had to be here with you. But then this awful lamp appeared, rudely popping out of nowhere. I hate the damned thing! The storm in my head, remember? I cannot focus through all the overlapping paths. I think this damned lamp was used against me, but I cannot understand how. Could you pick it up? I wished to examine it, but could not stand holding the horrid thing. Over here. I sense a path that wishes to be explored. Shine the lamp, please. I know this. A doorway to the many paths. Step through and I will follow. Power abandons me here. I will follow if I can.
The enemy approaches. They come to imprison my prince.
No, Torvazard. I recognize this place. Different. Mortals worshipped me here. and speak with me. A mortal pathwalker. Such a creature is quite rare. And I see you are accompanied by one of my reflections. An Athelia from a different path. You carry something else with you. It feels like... hatred. Tell me, why have you come to my reality? The Lamp of Clarity. A relic created to hunt me and my unseen. It carries a spark of its creator Azora within. That gives it a bit of awareness. It must know that your Athelia poses a threat. But why lead you to me? Ah. Sage's Dream is the mortal name for our connection to the many paths. It manifests as a drink, but is brewed from ingredients infused with my very own essence. Drinking it will reconnect my reflection to the many paths, and stabilize her power. They bloom in my shadow, or in the shadows of other Athelias. Each path's ingredient is unique. You can find Tiramweed here, but the rest grows in other realities. Take what you need, Pathwalker. Then you must leave before my fellow princes arrive. This is my end, Pathwalker. Hermaeus Mora has declared me a threat to reality and comes to imprison me. I am tired of fighting. It is the same on every path I have examined. If this is my fate, so be it. Take my Tiramweed and go with my blessing. I suppose so. If she's lost control of her power, then she needs someone to stabilize her. It seems she chose you for this task. The more information you have, then, the better. The many paths connects all Athelias across all realities. This bond can weaken over time, causing distress to an Athelia. We developed a means to reintegrate called Sage's Dream. It manifests as a drink to consume, but this is only an illusion. The ingredients grow in an Athelia's shadow. They form from our essence. When she drinks Sage's Dream, she takes in the combined essences of her reflections. She gains their understanding of her power. Your Athelia will reconnect to the many paths and regain control of her power. An extended separation from the many paths, perhaps. Oh, yes, I see it now. Your Athelia already suffered Mora's punishment. Her power was stripped from her when she was locked away. She needs to calm the storm as her power seeks to return to her. Once Hermaeus Mora chose my fate, he recruited other Daedric princes to aid in my capture. Azora answered his call by creating the Lamp of Clarity. Its light exposes my location on a path, or, as you have seen, reveals doorways to the many paths. I am as curious as you. Perhaps it does not aid you, but only appears to. Azora's essence may have a purpose of its own, and you are only along to see that purpose fulfilled. I hope you find your answer as you continue your journey. Most mortals quake in fear at my presence, or demand one boon or another. But all you seek is knowledge. Interesting. Ask your questions then, Pathwalker. The Prince of Fate foresees a cataclysm approaching. I used my ability to manipulate the many paths to prevent one disaster. But now Mora sees my efforts as the predecessor to something even more terrible. He feels he must imprison me. And I agree. Do not fear, mortal. I have a plan. My scions will one day set me free, after I have had sufficient time to figure out how to avert the disaster Mora predicts. How strange. A mortal who walks the many paths without understanding them. Between that, keeping company with my reflection, and bearing the Lamp of Clarity, you intrigue me. Very well. Not in any way your mortal mind would understand. I do not wish to drive you mad. Possibilities scatter across the Orbis, each defined by distinct choices, with unique outcomes that lead to new realities. The many paths are the web that binds them. Control? No. But I have the power to see them, to follow their threads and alter their fates. It is one of the things that Hermaeus Mora respects about me. And the one thing he fears the most. The mortal mind is limited, intentionally so. Comprehending the many paths should overwhelm you, and actually traversing them should be impossible. I can barely do that. You are unique among your kind. Thus the title I give you, Pathwalker. Mortals are servants, performing tasks to maintain reality. Every field plowed, child born, or war fought, keeps the Orbis stable by design. This fact is kept from them. The slaves should not understand the Master's plan, lest they seek to undo them. Each reality bound by the many paths contains a version of an entity, mortal or Daedra. They each differ in some way, but each springs from the same seed. I am no different. She and I are the same, but distorted, like an image in a cracked mirror. Another Ethelia. So powerful and proud. Here. I offer you a collect the ingredient and let us go back with my blessing. A new path appears. Use the lamp, mortal. So much of the path we just walked was familiar to me. The shrine, my scions. I remember it now. When Hermaeus Mora and the others arrived, took my power, locked me away. I had a plan as well, but I do not remember just surrendering like that. I sent Torvasad and the other scions away. They had to remain hidden, free to act when the time was right. The rest is still unclear. We learned much on that path about the Lamp of Clarity and Sage's dream. Step through. Let us see where this path takes us. Dread fills this path. Find the ingredient, but use caution. We are not welcome here.
You betcha! Whew, that was a bit of a warm-up. Getting good at this. Oh, I probably shouldn't be proud of that. Oh, you quit! Signal one ready! They're coming for us.
Have Mora's forces finally come? Then I am finished. No. You do not belong here. But a reflection of the Prince of Paths travels with you. Have you come to revel at my defeat? To watch Hermaeus Mora imprison me? How shameful that I attract a mocking audience. Get on with your gloating, then. Of course she lost control of her powers. All Aethelias are fragile creatures. They break under the slightest pressure. Just like glass. How did you get here, if my reflection cannot control her power? How did you walk the many paths? My Shardborn should gut you. Whether you intend it or not, this humiliates me even more. An item of my ruin born by a reflection who walks free. If it will get you to leave, I have Hark Fruit, one of the ingredients for Sage's Dream. Take it and go. Azora's lamp is not a friend to Athelia, Pathwalker. All the relics work to subdue us. If it helps make a Sage's Dream, it is not to empower my reflection. No matter. My fate here is sealed, so what do I care? Take your Hark Fruit and leave me. Accepted. All that I am will soon vanish from reality. How could I possibly be comfortable with annihilation? No. I feel dread, resentment, anger, and totally ashamed by my obvious weakness. When word arrived of Hermaeus Mora's plan for me, I crumbled. My followers are loyal, but they couldn't face down the combined might of the other princes. What resistance we presented was quickly crushed. Another testament to my weakness. Mora's army has surrounded the shrine and will soon pour in. I will have no choice but to let them imprison me. My followers may be locked away as well, or scattered across oblivion. It does not matter anymore. Let them come. This reflection seems resigned to her fate. Quite different from the other. Let us get the ingredient and go. I saw how to open a doorway. Let us return to the inn's cellar. I sense this is the last path calling to me. Use the lamp here, mortal. Like before, this path stirred up memories. I experienced the same dread before Hermaeus Mora's forces arrived. But I did not collapse like a coward. I commanded my Shardborn to resist, and they obeyed. The struggle, I recall, was epic. I remember the armies of the other princes pounding on the doors to my shrine. My loyal Shardborn readying their weapons. The sounds of unrelenting battle. I recall the princes standing in judgment over me. Then, blackness. She is correct. I should not trust Azura's lamp. But it led us to 2 ingredients needed for a sage's dream, and now we have tiramweed and hawk fruit. 1 more and we can make the drink, and then I can regain control of my powers. Step into the many paths once again, mortal. Unbridled anger fills these halls. We have entered a war zone. Find the last ingredient, but be careful. Reality in this path is extremely fragile. It might shatter. Hurry!
some competition.
No, you must not bring that reflection any closer. Speak with me, and I shall explain. Your Athelia, does she not sense it? The Athelia of this path, my prince, has lost herself. She has become the monster that Hermaeus Mora foresaw. If she cannot regain control, this reality is finished. Why does a mortal walk beside an Athelia? Then I hope you succeed where I have failed. I tried to get my prince to calm down, but she lashed out at Mora's forces with her full fury. The more she fought, the more lost she became. Perhaps there is still a chance for you. How can I help? Why would... Oh, I understand. Azura's lamp wants to preserve your reality. By helping your Athelia regain control, she can be safely imprisoned again. The ingredient you need is close by. Loot berries. Hurry and take them before it is too late. Flee while you can, mortal. Save your own life. Just spare a thought for this doomed path if you survive. I suspect we will not last much longer. I suggest you take the loot berries and run. Athelia is the fate changer, the unweaver. She has power unlike any other Daedric prince. The power to shift existence itself. Mora long suspected that Athelia was dangerous, but full of uncontrollable rage. Reality itself unravels around her. The unimaginable. Can you contemplate what happens when reality shreds like parchment beneath a saber cat's claws? Nothing remains when existence ceases to be.
Mora dares! Damn his eyes! Every one of them! You wanted a monster! Behold the last tomorrow! Behold the destroyer of reality! Athelia shows uncontrolled rage. It will consume every piece of this reality. We must leave this path before my reflection destroys it.
There you are. Come here. I have an idea about the sage's dream. Did you get lost down here? Yeah, that happens to me sometimes too. That woman is back upstairs, sitting by the fire. So I came looking for you. I think I figured out how to make a sage's dream, even if we don't have the proper ingredients. What? You do? Well, that makes things easier. I'm not sure where you got ingredients that no longer exist, but the good innkeeper knows when not to ask questions. Can you help me make the drink? I'll read from the recipe book while you do the rest. I turned my alchemy stove into the finest experimental drink maker in Tamriel. You can be the first to try it. For each ingredient, we'll need to get the temperature just right. I'll call out for more or less heat. You turn the appropriate valve. First, place the Tirum weed in the apparatus. Slowly apply heat to steep the tirumweed. Needs more heat. Too hot. Reduce the heat. You burned that batch. We'll have to start over. Slowly apply heat to steep the tirumweed. Needs more heat. Too hot. Reduce the heat. That looks nicely steeped. Next, place the hawk fruit in the apparatus. Apply heat to liquefy the hawk fruit. Again, not too hot. It needs to be hotter. You'll burn the fruit. Reduce the heat. Hot fruit burns easily. Let's try again. Apply heat to liquefy the hawk fruit. Again, not too hot. Needs to be hotter. You'll burn the fruit. Reduce the heat. The hawk fruit looks properly reduced. Now add loot berries to the apparatus. You should chill the loot berries without freezing them. It needs to be cooler. It's getting too cold. Don't freeze them. Perfectly chilled. Now, to blend the drink. 2 parts steeped tirum weed and hawk fruit juice for every 1 part of chilled loot berries. That's the exact amount of loot berries we need. That's the perfect amount of tirum weed. Don't add any more. Looks like a perfectly blended sage's dream. Pour the finished drink into that carafe. Now, grab the drink and take it to that strange woman. I'll meet you upstairs.
Sage's dream. Do you have it? The storm abates, and I can clearly see the many paths. I can discern one reality from the next, and my mind is clear. I am myself again. I am Athelia, Prince of Paths and Mistress of the Untraveled Road. I shall set things right. The echoes I dragged from disparate paths are free to return to their own realms, and allow me to untangle the threads of fate and restore balance to this reality. I thank you, Pathwalker. And I am jealous of you. We learned that every Athelia is dangerous, a broken creature that ends up hunted. We cannot change who we are. But mortals, you choose your paths. You don't need the powers of a Daedric prince to alter your fate. I envy this. Goodbye, Pathwalker.
The pain is gone and the threads of fate have untangled. What happened in there, Proxy? I sense the knot in the threads of fate has untangled, Proxy. This threat to our reality has passed. Should I assume you are responsible? Tell me what occurred within the Outcast Inn. Proxy, you saved reality and discovered a critical relic at the same time. Hermaeus Mora was right to put faith in you. If Athelia has regained her power, we will need that lamp to find her. Would you mind if I take it to study? With Athelia free and more in control of her power, she still poses a threat. If you have an interest, come to Skingrad and meet with me again. We have more work ahead of us. In the meantime, here is the promised reward, with my thanks. I must contact Hermaeus Mora and inform him that Athelia has regained at least some of her power. Do not take this as a slight against you. Helping her saved many lives. It was the correct thing to do. Take it to Skingrad for study. Azura's lamp was designed to hunt down Athelia and her minions. Knowing how best to utilize it must be my next priority. Please find me there when you are able. The Chosen of Fate still has much to do.